What we're doing today is deciding whether or not I panic and go out and buy reed valves. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to poke inside and see if I can find any signs of catastrophic reed valve damage. And what that would be a missing reed valve, or where I'd expect to see a reed valve, have none there, which means it would have sucked it through the motor. And this is not the most precise tool. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot better options on the marketplace than this right here, but that gives me a pretty good image of the reed block. And they're there on that one. I'm going to go each side of the carburetor. So it looks to me like, while I don't have any broken reeds, they probably don't seal all that well. I don't know if it's going to show on the camera. So, yeah, the tool I used for this is this little endoscope, and that's the little camera on a fiber optic cable you shove into the carburetor. It doesn't have a whole lot of adjustment. There's a lot better ones in the market. This one here just has one little roll switch right here that adds to or takes away from the brightness of the little light on the end. But while it's crude, I was able to get the images I needed to get a sense of what's going on with those reed valves. Needless to say, it needs some, but it's not catastrophic. They're not broken, they're just wearing. And pretty cool design, pretty simplistic. It won't be that hard to pull the carburetor. Just pull that plate. The reed valves sit on this back plate right in here. So we're going to pull all that apart pretty soon, I guess, and I might see if I can get a set of carburetors for a 150. See if I can give us a little bit more juice. You know, you find parts for these motors for next to nothing. That's the beauty. It reminds me of my Husky 372s. They were a really good, solid design. A little bit of a gas guzzler, I suppose. But there's lots and lots of used parts out there for them because they made a lot of them for a long time. I happen to like the 2-liter version, but there's a 2.5 liter, and they get some serious horsepower out of those motors. I'm going to stick to the 135, 150 series. That's what I want to work on. I've been on the excavator all day long. I don't know if you see the beaver out there. I'm sure he's doing his own kind of excavating. I really haven't fished down this pond very much this year. I just haven't had time. So I got this big old Rebel plastic jointed lure. Let me just toss it out there and see if I get anything. See him right there? You've done a good job taking care of this pond. But I want to catch a fish now. So we got about 6 inches of that fine sand down from there all the way back, and there's probably 6-8 inches there. And then this rough gravel from the local pit we're using to put another 6-8 inches on top of that. And completely covered that. There's at least 8 to 10 inches on all the hardware that's in there. Of course, that's what we did before. So I'll let this go for a little bit. It'll run out of memory over time. Now that's all pump right there. So I'm still waiting for the engine to change its tune. I guess it has to dump 85 gallons, doesn't it? There it goes. You hear it? That's when the solenoid just clicked. Basically, we're just testing this out. Got the well in, and gonna put a building up there at some point. You know, cover that pit. And that generator is a minimalist solution, but it'll test the theory for now. Our power supply will get radically changed over time, but I just want to see if we can get water out of that system. For now, that's what this is. So don't go nuts. I'm not trying to do it to code or nothing like that. I just need water up here to feed the livestock, and there it goes. There's the cycle. She turned on the other spigot.
I did warn you that that chain is completely shot. I love that little battery powered saw. It is a handy bugger. That chain is whipped.
It is whooped.
It's bad. I can't remember what I hit with it, but I remember I hit something.
There's a pulse hole right there. Down there. Yeah, I'd say that diaphragm was due. Got 2 of those 3 blades so far with just the 1 battery. Well, we have 20 gallons of fuel in it and an extra 5-gallon can with an extra line and the cover on it to see if we have any sprinkles tonight. And then tomorrow we pull the cover off and go for a boat ride. That will be the reward. And this is moved ever so slightly forward. Seems like it runs a little bit better today.
Looks like it's going to be a really nice week. Oh.
Well, this was a pretty good day. Ended with a bit of a storm. But we figured some things out with the boat. And I was picking up water and I couldn't tell where it was picking up water. And there was a 1-2 hit that we figured out today that is not obvious. First, the speedometer cable had a hole in it. So the faster we go, the faster it would spit water into the back of the boat. So I go up the lake, come back, and I'm picking up water. I'm going, what the heck? So we pulled the boat out of the water and looked at the hole and all kinds of stuff, and I couldn't see anything that would be picking up water. So I was figuring underneath the gunnels and the standard things, looking at the transom, and so my wife went back there, started looking. I started picking up speed. She started hollering. I guess it was coming out of here pretty fast, this little hole. And the faster I would go, the more came out. The longer I went, the more water was picking up in the back of the boat. So that was number one. Number two, never would have figured it. This is the hose that goes to the bilge pump. Well, it was down here somewhere. We had pulled it out. I can't remember why, but we had left it probably 2/3 of the way down the transom of the boat. You turn that damn thing on, pumps water out. So we turn it on after this guy here had given enough water for that thing to notice there was water. So it would pump, and then when it shut off, guess what? The water would come back and it would turn into a siphon, because the water line is higher than the bilge, and it would suck water right back in, and we were filling up like crazy. I thought we were sinking there for a second. The check valve is not working in that pump, if it even has one. So once we pull the hose up out of the water and put this one over here, the boat ran dry. Imagine that.